Hello, saw your question in the email about 7.4 here, number 12, I believe. Okay, so in a study for medication, 10% of the patients gained weight as a side effect. So P is going to be 10% or 0.1. Suppose 508 patients are randomly selected. So N, our sample size is 508. Use a normal approximation to the binomial to approximate the following. So it looks like you got this one correct. I suppose you want to use StatCrunch once again. So let's see, we need to open StatCrunch. And so let's see, make it a little bit smaller here. So we want to use the normal calculator. So we go to Stats, Calculator. We want to use the normal calculator here. We need the mean and the standard deviation. And so let's see, I need a calculator for that. Let's see. And so just to refresh your memory, we go look at an example here. The mean is N times P, and the standard deviation so it'll be N times P times, one quantity, 1 minus P, and then take the square root of that. Of course, this condition must hold. So I need to calculate those two items. So N is 508, P is 10%, so that's going to be pretty easy. 508 times 0.1, that gives us 50.8 for the mean. And then the standard deviation, it's N times P times 1 minus P. So 1 minus 0.1 would be 0.9. So we multiply this by 0.9. And then we got to take the square root of it. And that'll be the standard deviation here. So let's see, that's 6.76166. And we want for less than 51, less than or equal. So you might think you want to put 51 there, but that's not quite right. Let's go look at the textbook. There's a real important page in the textbook we ought to look at here on this section. So you're using a continuous curve to estimate for discrete values. So you probably already read through this, but this chart here would be very important. So they call this the correction for continuity. And so we have this case here, P of x less than or equal to A. What you got to do is you got to go half a unit on the other side of A. And if you look down through here, you see that all the way down through here, you always got to go a half a unit. So this page 361 might be helpful. So if we come back to StatCrunch here, we've got to go a half a unit on the other side of 51, so it'll be 51.5, and we click compute, and you can see, we get to 0.5412. So you may not be using the correction factor for these values. You need to take that into account. Hope that helps.